for a second. But yeah, no, we're back now. And so again, want to start off by talking about a flood warning in effect for a significant portion of the southeast portion of our viewing area here. Flood warning in effect until midnight tonight. Now, that doesn't mean that's going to be canceled at midnight. That just means it's going to be reevaluated at midnight. Now, this has been an ongoing problem from last night into today. Several areas getting more than 10 inches of rain. In fact, Anderson-Shiro ISD in Grimes County closed school today because of the high water. There, at last check at 4:15, there were over 19 road closures in parts of Grimes County, over 50 road closures in parts of Washington County as well. And this is all part of a much larger flood warning that expands all the way back almost to San Antonio. Take a look at this here, almost 247 miles. This flood warning expands because this area has just been getting round after round after round of rain for basically the past 3 days, the past 72 hours, and the numbers are incredible. If you take a look at Brenham in parts of Washington County, there over 11 inches of rain. Carmine in western Washington County, almost a little over 9 1/3. Navasota, and again, Navasota is where we've been having a lot of those issues in Grimes County. Almost 8 inches of rain. Somerville Lake, almost 6. And then College Station, a little bit on the lower end. Haven't gotten the seriously heavy rain there at approaching 5 inches. Now, compare that to some of the numbers from the I-35 corridor. You look at Salado, that would be one of the larger readings we have there at about 3.5. Troy, a little less than 3 1/4, a little over 3 in Temple, 2.75 in Waco, and 2.5 inches in Cameron over the last 72 hours. These are impressive numbers, but again, not what we've been seeing in parts of the Brazos Valley over the last few days, and it's still raining there. That's why it continues to be an issue. That's why that flood warning continues to be in effect. You can see the rain just moving southwest and northeast over parts of the Brazos Valley right now. Zooming in on parts of Brazos County and Grimes County, we're still seeing that moderate rain falling in parts of those two counties, and it'll continue here for a little while. Now, as I take it back to the southwest, you can see some breaks here in the rain, and that's great news, but again, it's going to take a couple of hours for that to get there, and that break, unfortunately, will be short-lived. Now, this next round will affect most of us here in Central Texas, and it's going to happen while you're asleep. So let's put our forecast in motion here. By about 10 o'clock, we see a lot of that activity sliding off to the east here. Now we're going to watch our next disturbance come through. This one's going to come from the southwest, move through parts of Central Texas overnight tonight, but again, bringing heavy rain to those areas that have already seen 9, 10 inches of rain, so that's going to continue to cause problems. This, for the rest of us, this is another inch to an inch and a half in its own right for most of the I-35 corridor as we head through the overnight hours tonight before finally, we get a break tomorrow. There will be a break in the rain. The cloud cover, I think, will stay with us for part of the day. I'll call it partly cloudy for tomorrow. Be a little bit warmer, but then we have one more chance for rain coming on Friday. So through the weekend, this is what we're looking at. If you're along the I-35 corridor, 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of rain, but then as you slide to the east, there's that 1/2 inch to an 1.5 inch region covering most of the Brazos Valley. And then if you take it down to the Houston area, another 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rain possible overnight tonight. And then if you include Friday in that as well, that's where those numbers are coming from. So some serious issues being dealt with in parts of the southeastern Brazos Valley. And of course, for a full list of those road closures, if you have to travel to that part of the viewing area tomorrow, we'll have that list of road closures on kcentv.com. I believe that story is already up there. Flood watch is in effect until noon tomorrow for all of those same areas we already talked about, because again, that rain will continue into tonight, and some of those flooding issues could continue into the day tomorrow. Here's your 7-day forecast. Like I said, we have one more chance of rain on the forecast, and that comes in Friday. Tomorrow we dry out. Be a little bit cooler, though. Cold front comes through on Friday, be in the upper 50s, lower 60s for the weekend before we start warming up next week under those mostly sunny skies. So if we can get through, let's see, one more overnight period and one more day, we will finally get to some drier weather.
Yeah, and no freezing, no temperatures even tonight in the freezing zone. Thank you, Matt.